back to the Marathon Mortgage Happy Hour. I'm Mike Witzak.
My name is Rory Farrell.
And today we have...
Christina Krajcsik.
And Michael Sikowski.
Hey, there we go. And do you guys want to give a shout out to your team name now?
Of course, yes. So new branding, new team is Home Heart Community.
Yes, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we just actually, like last week's episode, well, it would be last week's episode, but, 10 minutes ago, we just had Emily and Miranda from their team on, and now we have these two on. So let's what's been going on? A lot's been happening. So.
Yeah, made some changes. I think, the biggest thing for us is, you talk about in real estate, like, what's your why? Why are you doing real estate? Why do you wake up every day and come to a job where you don't have a boss and you need to motivate yourselves? And I think Tony and I kind of took a step back and said, like, why are we doing this? And it really came back to, like, Home Heart Community. As like cheesy as that sounds, as like weird as that sounds, like we love this job because we get to help people with the most important purchase or sale of their life. And I feel like that's what it came back to. We love events, we love community, and that's why we are just so excited about this new brand and new everything that's kind of going along with it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's like, it really speaks to it's funny, like you said, like, even though it might be cheesy or whatever, it speaks to your team because you guys are really, like, you're very community driven. You do a lot of events. You do a lot of, like, just kind of fun, unique things that bring in all of your clients and buyers together. It kind of reminds me of, you remember Ed Rogers that was on?
Yeah, of course.
Like, from Honest Real Estate, he had said the same thing. He's like,
I
didn't know what to name my real estate company. He's like, so I just wanted to do honest business. And he's like, so I named it Honest Real Estate.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he did. And he's been doing that for however many years, So it's just kind of speaks to like, hey, this is exactly what we do.
Absolutely. I think you like overcomplicate things with like, oh no, we got to do this. And what's the outlining? It's like, no, Home Heart Community. That's what it's so big. It's right in front of us. And super excited.
That's killer. And are you more of a buyer's agent or a list agent on the team or?
I'd like to say all the above.
Yeah, no one wants to pigeonhole themselves, right?
Right. I think because of my age, I'm definitely a buyer's agent. You have a lot of people around my age trying to introduce themselves into the market and everything. But, my main forte and out of the gate has always been trying to get listings and, trying to help people get the best value for their home and, move on to the next step without any obstacles and, get the best value.
And how did you get, how old are you? Wait.
Well, you said, that's not a random question. You said because of my age. Full disclosure, you're 20.
I'm 26.
I'm 41.
Yeah.
I'm 26 too.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
See, so we're in the same boat. It's like you're like we're not young, but we're young for this industry for sure.
And young for a first-time home buyer.
Yeah, big time. So it's like you always want to be, especially at least I am. Like I've been doing it since I just turned 21, I think, when I started doing it.
Awesome.
So then it's like I'm always very cautionary with people that are first-time buyers or people that are doing it because hey, I get it. You know what I mean?
You were there once.
Yes.
Yeah, like we're in the same boat. Like I want to make sure you're taken care of. Everything goes smoothly for you. You understand all this stuff.
And I'm sure you guys have the empathy of like, oh shit, this is all my money right now. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Like we know we're literally in your shoes. Like we're not just saying like we know what it's like we actually know what it's like. We just bought our first house, or we know how important it is to get those programs and assist and different things like that. So I love that like relatability. Like we say that all the time with our clients, and that's why having like important vendors that we use and people that are like-minded and have that same, kind of thing
100%.
that they're communicating to the clients is huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal, especially like when you're like at our age, we're just like you're trying so hard to make a name for yourself and do anything you can to get business and like just be available for people. 100%. So it's if you can go that extra step and like just cover all those bases, it makes it so much better.
Yeah, for sure.
So how did you get started though? Like was this your first job out of college, or did you go to college, or?
I went to college. I graduated from St. Joe's in 2020.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Yeah, go Hawks. And I got in because of her.
Okay.
This is kind of our full circle moment, and so we're obviously glad you're here because we could talk about this, especially today of all days, because I wasn't in real estate. I graduated from St. Joe's with a history degree. I had a business minor. I got a job doing work for the Department of Defense, and I quit my job May 1st. And
Yes.
so after 6 years of doing that, now I'm full-time real estate.
No
and
shit.
Awesome.
I started this all from Chrissy because Chrissy, being from St. Joe's, she was my agent for when my buddy and I purchased our first home a couple of years ago.
Oh, cool.
And this even rides on your point of like, I've been in your shoes. This was 3 or 4 years ago when me and my buddy were scrapping around some cash just to buy a really cheap house. And, Chrissy was there to save the day and get us through there. And to be honest, ever since that moment and working with her, I not only love the trades, but I love this real estate thing, and I followed her right through the business. And over the last it'll be 4 years in 2 weeks of that home ownership, and now I had purchased a second home. My buddy who I own my house with, he just purchased a second home. We got under contract today, so
Damn.
today is a very
congrats.
That's why it's so weird that you guys came in today, because I was sitting down looking at Mike, and he's like, Antonio just, bought a house. And I'm like, this is crazy, because I remember when I first started helping him and his friend, I was newer. I was about a year in the business. I was just getting my feet wet. I was so excited to drive down to Manayunk to show them houses. And then I'm like,
No.
wait, Mike, look at you. It's almost it's just crazy
Like a proud
that
mama moment.
to see. Yes. And he has grown so much. We saw some houses where I was like, hey guys, I'm probably not gonna go in. You guys I'll open it up. And to see how number one, him and his friend transform their property. So not only does Mike have experience with helping through the process, but he was knee deep in, the sewer lines and the AC units, and the amount of knowledge he has personally that he can then bring to his clients. He is a huge asset,
That's
not only
awesome.
to the team, but to all of your clients. 100%. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. This is great. This is really
Yeah.
cool. I did not expect this when you came in. I was like, oh, he's just going to talk about hey, I got my real estate license.
Yeah.
This is a really
History
cool story.
major. Yeah, we went to St. Joe's together. His girlfriend, I had reached out to her just in my lead generation.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, do you know anyone? I have this seminar I'm hosting, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, no, not right now. And then a couple months later, she's like, hey, my boyfriend and his friend might be looking. I'm like, hey, let's connect. And, kind of from there, it's just funny. You get scared to reach out to people, but you're you never know what that opportunity could make, with that text or call.
100%.
We say that all the time because a lot of times we feel when we're trying to get in front of realtors or follow up with past clients, we feel we're screaming into the void, right? You're but you just never know.
100%.
I mean, just think about Emily, whatever that was a year ago that she came on, it takes a long time to start building these relationships, and then you just never
100%.
know what's going to happen. And now you guys are
you honestly,
Yes.
you forget about half the crap you do sometimes.
Yeah, you
Then
really do.
Yes.
look back and you're like, oh, I guess I did. Yeah, a friend of mine that I'm working with now, I just had pre-qualified him a month ago, and his realtor is a realtor we've had on the podcast who I've went out to events with and stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to him in a year and a half. We just kind of, lost contact. He has a lender he works with all the time. I'm not a pushy person.
Yeah.
But then when I get this friend who's pre-qualified and work with him, he knows who I am. He's not pushing against me or anything. He's just
Right.
oh no, Mike. I've heard great things about Mike. I know Mike. We've went out a couple times.
Yeah.
It just makes that transaction that much smoother.
Love it.
And it's you don't even realize that.
And then you just got to do the job that you
Normally
have been
do.
practicing doing, and doing a great job, and then that
100%.
that will speak for itself, and
100%.
hopefully everyone
Yeah.
realizes.
We got the sauce boss in the house as well. Off camera.
I feel like I should just
love
let
it.
him jump
No.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to go in a couple minutes anyway.
Do you want to? I'll wrap up.
No, I'm saying why don't you just let him jump in on my seat?
That's what I'm saying. I'll wrap up. Yeah, come on, son. Get out of here.
We weren't communicating very well anyway. Nice to meet you.
I love it. Good to see you.
This is the first time ever solo hosting.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Oh,
Let's run it.
boy.
saw him that's perfect time.
That's perfect.
Yeah, that's
Good.
great.
Thank you guys.
No, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, man.
back.
I'll see you. You gonna be at the office, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you there.
Welcome
Deuces.
back to the Marathon Mortgage.
Hey.
The sauce boss.
My father has officially left me. We're here together, guys. This is a big moment for
Be
me.
a little reckless.
Yeah. But Tony, introduce yourself again. I mean, you've been on here before, but just jumping in.
Tony
Tony.
Krajcsik. Yeah, had a great time on here last time. I my wife over here. I think we were separate last time. So
Yes.
Getting two birds with one stone here.
Now we're together. Yeah, no, it's good. And how's everything?
birds.
We three birds together. Yeah, yeah. We were just talking though. Like, I mean, you guys have done the rebranding of the team and everything. How's everything been going with you guys?
Going good. We're I know last year kind of talked a little about my event focus. And still kind of keeping that ball rolling, and we've had a lot of fun this year with it. So a lot of exciting stuff to come. I know last year, I think it was right before the trampoline park.
Yes.
Yeah.
This year, right now, our next one is trampoline park. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
yeah, we're having a lot of fun with it.
And wait, actually, I didn't bring this up with Emily and Miranda because we've talked about it so much off camera. I forgot to bring it up on camera. But you guys had like a crazy turnout to your Philly event, right? The Phillies.
227 tickets.
That was awesome. And then
Yeah.
you had like a
Yes.
full-on DJ at the tailgate.
DJ.
and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Shout out to DJ Riz.
Yeah.
Yes. It was.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave the tailgate. Like, we were having so much fun. The kids were dancing, playing games, eating burgers. And Tony's like, "All right, everyone, wrap up." I was like, "I'll just stay here."
That's what everybody I
Like,
talked to said.
I'll
She
just
said,
stay here. So I was like, next time I think we just need to do a tailgate. And whoever wants to go in can. But
get a big TV.
it was
I was
awesome.
like, we're not going in after how much this all costs.
Yes. This is true. So we did go in. It rained a little bit, but it was
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't think we had maybe one or two no shows or like last minute cancellations, but
Yeah.
that was probably our best attended event. 'Cause, you always have to put in there. I try and lowball it so I'm not disappointed, but like 50 to 60% will actually show up of the signups. Higher than that, I'm happy, but that was like probably 95%.
Yeah, it was
That's
awesome.
that's incredible.
And I feel like too, like the systems Tony has in place for the events is like crazy. So, it's following up with people a month out, 2 weeks out, 1 week out, 2 days before. It's confirming people are there. So it's not just like, oh, we're doing this event. The follow up is crazy.
Yeah.
So, that's just something that I feel like is a main reason why too.
That's also the best part, is because kind of like you guys were just saying, you feel like you're like shouting into the void a lot. And with the events, for the people that sign up and go, you have something that they want to talk about.
Yes.
And like you can bring value,
Yeah.
stay top of mind. We just did a picture event with like professional portraits, family portraits, animals, whatever people wanted to bring. And it's like everybody's looking forward to getting the link to the pictures, and it just opens up. We had some people from the trampoline park last year come to this picture event, and it's just like when you create the fun environment with people,
They feel more comfortable. Like
they're like,
100%.
oh,
Like we're real people too.
yeah,
I want
yeah.
to talk to you more.
We like
Yeah.
to have
Yeah.
fun.
They
Yeah.
become your friends almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And how have you been fitting in with like the whole? I mean, this team specifically, I have to tell you, I talked to a lot of realtors. Like they're on top of it, and they follow up, and they're really good at it. So it's like you're part of a really really solid team. Has it been like fun
you.
figuring your way out in here, or you've been settling in good?
100%. We always say fortune is in the follow up, and that's exactly how it is. So, whether it's events, whether it's our personal stuff in our business, anything we're trying to grow together, it's just being on top of it, giving it your all, because no matter what, we say it all the time, it's $1 million listing or $1,000 apartment, it's all the same, and it's getting to the finish line. It's making sure you still got the best service. So events, listing, buy side, no matter what it is that we're building, it's service based, and it's 100%. So
Yeah.
when everyone could buy in, be 100% there, be present, come to the office, be here for a Tuesday tune-up meeting and
Yeah.
all that. It creates a bigger a bigger thing.
100%.
Yeah.
What you're doing is making the circle a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like fun. I think it was like last week we were sitting down. We're always blasting music unless someone's on a call. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. It's just like a thing. We're like young. It's fun.
Yeah.
And, I was like, guys, let's just like sit here and just appreciate that this is what we get to do every day. We get to wake up, come to the office, hang out with our friends, have fun, and help people.
Yeah.
Like, there is not much more. I know a lot of my friends can't really say the same. A lot of their jobs they're not happy in or trying to find their way. And what do I do? And here and there. And I'm like, you know what? Like, we're just so lucky that we get to do this every day. And I absolutely love it. And I feel like the environment that Tony and I try and create for the team is just like, let's just have fun. We're not brain surgeons. Everything can be figured out.
Yeah.
So again, I think that's the environment we try and create.
100%. I think that's like, I've often thought about, like you have a bad month and you're like, should I be doing this? Like, should I be
Yeah.
different, right? You're like, you're all pissed off. And then I think about it though. And I talk to my friends. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do half of the things I do if I was in another industry.
Yes.
And like,
Yes.
it's not worth it. It's so
Yes.
not worth it. Like,
Yes.
I'll take a pay cut. I'll take whatever. Like, I don't care. It's just like this job and the environment I have at my office allows me to like live my life and do other things that I want to do on top
100%.
of my job. So it's like you said, I go in the office, I hook up to my Alexa at the office. We'll start playing music.
Yeah.
Rory and I have a couch in our corner and like coffee tables,
Yeah.
and it's like halfway through the day, Rory will lay down and just like scroll through Instagram. It's like,
Yeah.
where else am I going to be able to just like
Exactly.
do that? Or,
exactly.
It just provides that like ability to just have that freedom.
It is. And too, like for Tony and I and Mike too, like Mike's in here at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I love that because we're in here by like 8:15 every day. And I love that because I find that like morning hour, like no one can bother us. We can get our stuff done. And I say, like, it's almost like I'm a child. Like, if I get my stuff done, I can go out and play.
Yes.
And, like, we say, like, we have those big items. Lead gen is number one on our list every day. If we get that done, I can go do whatever I want to
Yep.
do and go, play with my friends,
Yeah. You feel accomplished. Like, you're like, okay, I got this big one out of the way, and then anything else that comes in is like gravy. But
yes,
like, you figure it out
exactly.
from there.
Exactly. So I think those just like little things, you put the work in and then you can enjoy life to the fullest. It's too
100%.
short. Like, we have to enjoy it. Why do we do this?
Big time, big time. Yeah. Speaking of enjoying it, are you guys going down the shore at all anytime soon?
Yes, 4th of July will be down. We went down Memorial Day. It was a little cold.
Where do you guys frequent?
Mike was just down.
Ocean City, New
Okay.
Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike's an LBI.
Going off your point, I mean, this industry allows you to do what you want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going to the beach. That's why I was able to leave the beach and go to work
Yeah.
Yeah.
yesterday. So
Yes.
LBI.
Okay. Big
Yeah.
LBI. Nice.
LBI.
Nice. Yeah. I'm Brigantine. That's like where all my people
Okay.
Are. Yeah.
I think it's important too because as you grow, it's so easy to get lost in the work, which we enjoy it, but got to remember to, like, the reason we all started this was to like be able to go to the beach when we want, do things like that.
Yeah.
So it's easy because we love it to just like
And I almost
stay locked in.
100%. I almost feel like when you're slower and you have more time to lead gen and do all that, it's like
Yeah.
you work 10 times harder
Yes.
than you would normally. And my boss literally just sat me down the other day. He's like, hey man, like, why don't you just text the people back and make sure it's not like at 10 o'clock at night when they text you, be like, hey, is it okay if I do this in the morning? And I'm like, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm always just like, all right, I'll log right in, I'll do it, and I'll shoot it over to you. And then he's like,
Yes.
why don't you just ask like, hey, you putting offers in now? And they'll be like, and 90% of the time they're like, no, you can get it to me in the morning. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, this isn't,
Yes.
it's just that, like, that slight thing you can do to just, separate your work from going to bed early or something. I don't know, anything. Just like give that relaxation. And that's what our job really is.
Yes.
Finding that balance. But
Yes.
like you said, I'm so like motivated and driven by this job, and I love it so much that
Yes.
I'm just on things so much. But then you kind of got to take a step back and be like,
Yeah.
oh, I can relax for a minute.
We had
the road.
clients on a buyer call yesterday, and I got on at 6:45 with them. It was a Zoom call just going over documents, and they're like, you guys answer like really fast. And I'm like, thanks. I don't know if that's like a compliment or like that's bad that like we're always on our phone. But to your point, I used to be so bad. Like I go to bed at like 8:30, grandma status on a good night. I do. I used to like keep my phone on loud, and like if it went off, like I would pop up and be like, okay, let me get back to this email like that. And I'm like, what am I doing? This is not a quality. So like for me, I always need to respond because it's just a thing. And I say, hey, can I get this to you first thing tomorrow? Kind of just exactly like you were saying. And I feel like we've gotten so much better at that and telling our clients like, hey, we're going to answer you immediately if there's anything that's needed a fire to be put out. But I usually go to bed at 8:30, and most of our clients have been like respecting that. Like, hey, we'll text you in the morning. It's no big deal. Yeah. So it's a very hard thing to do. But when you're so driven and like, these clients are excited, like we bend that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. 100%. I still bend a big time.
Yes. Yes.
Like
we're learning.
Also, the thing is too, look, if I was a lot busier, yeah, sure. Like I'd be okay with texting that back.
Sure.
But it's like right now, it's the past 3 years, you're like,
sure.
You're just fighting for anything you can get and just staying on top of the ball. So it's a big hustle for sure. But,
absolutely.
But no, it's a fun job. It is.
For sure.
We love it.
Yeah, definitely. I think there was one more thing I wanted to ask you guys, but I'm kind of slacking here. I'm forgetting. But other than that, I mean, is there anything you guys want to bring up? I mean, you have the trampoline event coming up. I know do you want to touch on that at all? Like,
sure. So when is this coming out?
This will be out.
Like I'm on.
Next Friday, not this Friday. Next Friday.
Okay.
So like the 27th or something.
I know it is a real podcast, but I feel like I hear them like, when is this gonna come out? So starting July 7th, we're gonna really get our marketing out and stuff. We're going to shoot the promo video next week, but the event will be August 13th.
Okay.
From 6 to 8. So we'll have an Eventbrite sign up, all that stuff coming out soon.
Okay.
Or if this is out after, it's already out. Check our links.
Yeah.
And yeah, that we can have 150 jumpers. So
okay.
A lot of room to jump.
Oh
around.
yeah, whole park.
Yeah, so we'll have some great. Last year we had some awesome raffles. We'll do it this year. The lucky winner is actually one of the kids. So we had one where you could like pick from 4 kind of high ticket items. So she got a brand new Nintendo Switch.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, which I know the new one just came out, so she probably. I don't know how into it she is. Maybe we'll have to maybe she can get an upgrade this year.
There you go.
Yes.
Nice.
And we do have a seminar coming up next week, but I've been doing the seminars every other month. We started out with every single month and found that it was kind of just too much to like wrap up the seminar and lead gen for the next, wrap up for the next.
Yep.
So we've kind of spaced that out to every other month, and we alternate topics.
Yeah.
So our next one is on, home buyers, what is the 2025 market outlook? And then we're kind of going to sellers, then renters, then investors. So we kind of bebop between all the topics.
And that's actually that reminded me of what I wanted to ask was like, all right, so we have 6 more months left of 2025. I feel like the beginning half of the year has either been brutal for some people or pretty decent for some people, but it's like, what do you guys you're just staying on top of the event, staying on top of the lead gen, and like what's your
laser focused? I feel like we've had a really good, knock on wood, year so far. The whole team has, and I feel like it's because we're laser focused. Like for me, seminar lead gen, that is my number one priority every single day. I don't deviate from that. Tony, events, he doesn't deviate from that. The team, they kind of have their things, and we stay on track with that. And I feel like that has what it has attributed to most of the success. I actually did our numbers today, and I think I said 12 are from just database, from like people that are in our sphere, from like the events and seminar outreach. And then the other half is from the Chamber of Commerce. We're part of the Lower Bucks Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, wow, really?
So we're really involved. Tony more so than myself, but the Young Professionals Committee. So like, it's funny to like look at that and be like, wow, these are like the 2 places we're putting most of our energy.
Crap. So you guys have gotten that many leads from the Chambers of Commerce?
We have 6 for this year.
Wow.
That is
3 years.
4 years in the making.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Making,
yeah.
but-
Yes.
It's not to speak on that. Like,
Yes.
it's you
But
just signed
yeah.
up and got it.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
I know I've worked those angles before, and that's again like I just got a deal under contract from a networking group I went to 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Long-term play.
it always is. It always is in this business. You know, it's great when you go and it's like, boom, you just get a deal out of nowhere, and
Yes.
that's amazing. But you can't rely on that. It's like you're
Yes.
building
Right.
this year, you're building up for next year, and it's the same thing.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. And I feel like once you're able to laser focus and you have data from like 2 to 3 years, you're like, wow, this is where I need to put my energy because
Yep.
that's where my leads are coming in. So
100%.
for us to kind of see like, okay, we've been doing these events and seminars at a really high level for the past year. It's been almost exactly a year to the date. That is what,
Yeah.
it is.
And I agree with that a lot because I've been this year, one of my biggest goals was to be more organized and stay on top
Yeah.
of like just kind of like dropping my things into different buckets. So if I get a lead and they're not pre-qualified, I leave a note. I know what's going on with it. I follow up in a
Yeah.
couple months. And then that way it just provides like, I'll remember, okay, this person wasn't ready to get pre-qualified, or maybe their credit wasn't good enough here. I gave them a 3-month plan to do this. I'll call them back in 3 months and be like, what's going on?
Great.
And then when I call a realtor and I go, hey, here's a pre-qual for you from 3 months ago. They're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, thank you so much. And they love that.
Yeah.
So it's like that one piece has helped me just kind of solidify my relationship with so many realtors just by being more organized.
100%.
Like keeping track of the data.
100%, because it is like we're very organized with our database and stuff, but like things get missed. Or sometimes like we could reach out 5 times to the lead and then you come in and reach out once and they answer you. And it's like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
like sometimes we need to utilize each other to reach out and just maybe it was a different thing they needed. They had more questions
Yep.
on the mortgage. And that was just the right day and the right time that
Yeah.
you had reached out. So I think that's huge.
Definitely. Anything else you guys want to touch on, or think good?
No, fun. Always.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
thank you.
Rory took all the beers with him, but I would have wrapped it up.
Next time.
Next time, yeah. We'll have to come in a private event.
I
That's the
love
beers.
that.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on. We really appreciate it, and happy Friday, guys.
Happy
you.
Friday.
Happy Friday.